Good day, and welcome to another presentation of What's Happening Today, presented to you by Rapido News Network. In our first story, we will discuss GOP trying to block climate change legislations. Post that, we will talk about Apple agreeing to a $50 million settlement over butterfly keyboard complaints. After that, we will talk about Ivana Trump's funeral. And our final story, we will talk about the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. So let's get started. In our first story, 100 million Americans from Arizona to Boston are under heat emergency warnings, and a drought in the West is nearing dust bowl proportions. Britain declared climate emergency as temperatures soared above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and parts of blistering Europe are ablaze. But on Capitol Hills this week, Republicans were warning against rash actions in response to burning planet. I don't want to be lectured about what we need to do to destroy our economy in the name of climate change, said Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican of South Carolina. One Democrat, Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia, last week blocked what could have been the country's most far-reaching American response to climate change. Now, in our next story, Apple agreed on Monday to pay a $50 million settlement on a class action lawsuit over so-called butterfly keyboards, a component of some MacBook laptops that left many users fuming in-key smashing frustrations over typing failures. The butterfly keyboard, a thin model that aimed to provide more precision, ended up not being as graceful as the flapping wings of the nectar-seeking creature. Many customers complained that characters were repeated when pressed or didn't show up at all on their screens. Some said that the device had keys that felt sticky and didn't respond consistently. The typing meltdowns motivated a class action lawsuit filed in 2018, which led to the settlement filed on Monday night after 4 years of litigation in the San Jose division of the U.S. District Court in the Northern District of California. Apple said that the agreement did not represent an admission that it was at fault. U.S. District Judge Edward Davila still has to approve the proposal. Simon Grill, a lawyer for the plaintiffs, said, "Plaintiffs are pleased to submit for court approval their $50 million settlement with Apple that would resolve many years of litigation over the MacBook Butterfly keyboard." Mr. Grill and Stephen Schwartz, a plaintiff, said in a statement, "MacBook purchasers across the country are eligible to participate. As a result of the agreement, Apple could soon make amends to MacBook users who got repairs on laptop with a defective butterfly keyboard from 2015 to 2019. Customers said the company knew about the defect on these MacBooks. Apple offered free repairs to customers with the defective keyboards in 2018 and then phased them out. The company has proposed to pay amount ranging from $50 to $395 to customers who were affected." Now, in our next story, on Wednesday afternoon, when a funeral was held for Ms. Trump at an Upper East Side Catholic church, former President Donald Trump, along with his current wife Melania, was seated in the front row, across from their 3 children, Ivanka, Eric, and Donald Trump Jr. The Trump Organization had handled the funeral arrangements, and the coffin had a golden hue. The Secret Service stood by outside the church. The name of the church in which the funeral held was St. Vincent Ferrer. Photographers and about 100 gawkers stood behind barricade. Perhaps the only sign anyone held up said, "Prayers and condolences to Trump family. God bless and protect you." Inside the church was less than half full. There were plenty of Hermes bags, but few bold-faced names from the gilt-covered slice of Manhattan society the couple had inhabited in the 1980s and 1990s. Most of the speeches about Ms. Trump, who died last week at 73 inside her apartment in New York, focus on her indefatigable drive shaped up by growing up in Czechoslovakia behind the Iron Curtain. Those eulogizing her also talked about the friendship that Ms. Trump and her ex-husband had managed to forge despite the bitter tabloid divorce. Her children offered a loving glimpse at her forceful parenting style. In a speech, her son Eric described his mother as an embodiment of the American dream, something like a mix of John Rivers and Claudia Schiffer, he said. She had brains, she had beauty, and she had grit, he said, going on to assert that she had won the hearts and mind of every single person in the United States on the Home Shopping Network and QVC. He added, she still holds every single sales record. People adored Ivana. As a parent, he further added, she ruled with an iron fist and a heart of gold. Now, in our final story on the Russian-Ukrainian conflict, Europe must cut its use of natural gas by 15% from now through next spring to prevent a major crisis as Russia slashes gas exports, the European Union's executive branch said on Wednesday, calling for hard sacrifices by the people of the world's richest group of nations. Russia is blackmailing us, the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said as she introduced the EU's plan to reduce gas consumption. Russia is using energy as a weapon. Months before it invaded Ukraine in February, upending energy markets and other facets of the global economy, Russia kept gas supply intentionally as low as possible despite the high gas prices, she said. The flow of Russian gas, which provides 40% of EU consumption, was less than one-third the normal average in June. Gas storage facilities in Europe, normally almost full at this point in the year in preparation for winters, are not sufficiently stocked to deal with such volatility and shortages, threatening to upend industry and private lives alike. We have to prepare for a potential full disruption of Russian gas, and this is a likely scenario, Ms. von der Leyen said. The European Union has already banned most imports of Russian oil after painstaking negotiations this spring among the 27 member states that make exceptions for some small countries like Hungary and Slovakia. That was all for the major news update for July 21st. Stay tuned for our next update on the ongoing world affairs. We hope that you find this video useful. If you like this video, hit like. And for a continued update on what's happening around the world, consider subscribing. To get notified whenever we post something new, hit that bell icon. If you have any comments or any suggestions for us, please let us know in the comment sections below. Thank you.